Hi, everyone. Welcome to Facebook Live. Raj Gavrola, experiencing innovation and entrepreneurial leadership. We'll continue with my Paragon model, the forward performance pyramid or winning mental pyramid. And at the base of the pyramid is your intrinsic relationship between your mood and subconscious. Mood is the way you feel, bottom line, action, and forward line. The way you feel, bottom line, action, and forward line. We know there are no days off from living life. Because if you take a day off from living life, then you're not in this world anymore. We know that. And so your subconscious, we don't know a lot about. It's very powerful, but we don't know a lot about it. But we do know that by having a quality alignment between your mood and subconscious, you'll need to first start doing something before you feel like doing it. With the right tools, the right concepts, the right thinking, feeling, emotion, intensity, and making it fun and enjoyable with preparation, routines, thinking tools, you can put yourself into that quality state so that how you feel is something that's congruent with the way you're going forward. Your bottom line, which is your base level of what your outcomes will be, is already known. So you know you will receive this. And then you take action, and when you take action, and before you take action, you also want to identify what's your forward line. And so now you take action and you're just wanting to make progress, improvement, increase, do better, just a little bit towards that forward line. Now the key is making it fun and enjoyable. Making it fun and enjoyable before, while preparing, making it fun and enjoyable while you're doing it, and making it fun and enjoyable after doing it. Because I have clients, and they're challenged because no one's really taught them how to make it fun and enjoyable before or during or after. Sometimes they have fun before, but not during and not after. Or it's a different combination. They have fun before, not during, but they have fun after. Or they don't have fun before, they have fun during, and they don't have fun after. It can be any of those. My point is, make it fun and enjoyable before, during, and after. And so that has to be your intrinsic relationship between your mood and subconscious, the tools to do that. And these are thinking tools, feeling tools, emotion tools, intensity tools, seeing tools or visual tools, outcome tools. And then also you need to realize, regardless of what you're doing, there's other people involved. In innovation and entrepreneurial leadership, the reason you're doing whatever you're doing is not just because this, whatever we're working on is important. It's what are the outcomes that it's producing? What are those sensations? Describe those, feel those. And when you can do that, not only for yourself, but you're also, when you have or interacting or communicating with someone else, can make them feel that, and you have a lot more drive, a lot more ability, a lot more capacity to experience innovation and entrepreneurial leadership. So what's an example An example is that you ever heard innovators and entrepreneurial leadership, they say, they just have so many ideas just coming through their head. And they'd love to work on all of them. And they might even try, especially at the beginning. And they realize there's just no way. They've got to do those ideas at the right time because they're coming in the wrong order. It's great to have those ideas, but you need to know where to implement them, if they ever get implemented, and when. Okay? So you need to have your primary innovative, creative idea, and then be able to branch off if need be to get to the next stage of innovation and entrepreneurial leadership. Now, another example is in innovation and entrepreneurial leadership is realizing that you don't need to feel any apprehension whatsoever from resting or taking a break or relaxing. It takes a different type of approach. And the reason it does is because you're not coming into or doing something like if you had a job working for someone to where a lot of it's already known. It's just a matter of customizing or configuring it for a client, for your company. And there's some unknowns, but those can be, looked at as a team and talk about what to do there. But in innovation and entrepreneurial leadership, there's uncertainty. That's a performance factor that's required or needed, is uncertainty. So there has to be uncertainty for innovation and entrepreneurial leadership to even get started, to even be ignited. But the uncertainty is well worth it because it actually creates energy to create those outcomes, those better outcomes that are very worthy, that will build your skill set, regardless of what happens. Regardless of what happens. You need to be able to find the progress, the breakthroughs that you made that, some people will never, ever, ever experience. And when you can put that into your capabilities, into your abilities, into your knowledge base, well, then over time, you'll become more proficient at it. And it is quite challenging. However, find a way to show that you're making breakthroughs or you're making progress and be able to reward those as you're going through. Yeah, sure, it's easy to look at a iPhone after it's all done and say, yeah, that's a great product. Wow, wow, and high five and congratulate everybody and celebrate and all of that. Or did you know how to make it fun and enjoyable before it was even created when you were envisioning it or imagining it and then throughout while doing it, and then after creating it. Because all those people over here that gave you the high fives, fun and enjoyable, they paid you money, and they go on and they use the product. Great. However, these people, they've gained so much more. They've built so much more in their skill set. They've been rewarded all the way through, and they've gotten a lot more out of it. Whether it be stock options, whether it be other types of rewards from or compensation, forms of compensation, much greater than the person who's just using the iPhone. And guess what? They can also buy one, which I'm sure they wouldn't need to because they worked on it. And I would think that someone would give them one. But regardless of whether they do or not, they can definitely afford one. So now they get the benefit and the greater reward of not only being able to use it like the other person, but all the other things that came with it. That's exciting to me. And I think really that's what really drives the innovators and entrepreneurial leadership and entrepreneurs. That's the sustainable relationships. Whether that relationship is with the work, with the relationships that it takes to make it happen, the relationships with your family, with your colleagues, with your life, with your friends, whatever it may be. It's being able to show or know that you're having fun and enjoyment doing it. And whoever else is involved, even if they're not involved directly, they might not even know it, but they can just tell looking at you that you're having fun and enjoying what you're doing. And a lot of people say that that means that you're happy. Sure, you can call it that. And I know it's very challenging, especially if you don't have a sustainable funding source or you haven't figured out a way to have a sustainable reward mechanisms. Sure, it's challenging. That's why you want to have something already working and being successful so that it can help you during those times when you're working on that. So that's what I have for you today. And for the zone effect, which is a new segment that I have, which is simply when you're performing and everything is in slow motion and it feels effortless and you're making some amazing breakthroughs or just performing excellent. And it's this. There's a person I know, obviously anybody that you know, you have some type of relationship with. And of course, I would highly recommend having sustainable relationships and not intrusive or toxic relationships. So I have a sustainable relationship with this person and long time, many years. And this person would call me a label. It wasn't a derogatory label by any means. And I really didn't know exactly what it meant, but I would go along with it for years. So finally, I'm always looking to make breakthroughs in anything that I do, and especially in relationships, because I want to feel like I'm making a breakthrough. When you're making a breakthrough, you feel it. You have a sensation. I want to feel it. and I wanted to experience it. And I knew, like, as I approached him, that he would have, and I could see that I was making a breakthrough, but I couldn't back away. I had to like keep going. And finally, I did break through, and we started laughing about it. And we've just like taken our relationship forward so much better now. And it doesn't matter what the label is, but basically, the label was something like this: you're not quite excellent, but very good. Let's just say it's the equivalent of that. Well, which has more impact? Being one or the other does. You're excellent, or you're very good. But like telling somebody that they're a 10, but really a 9. You see, you're just taking away the endorphins, the stimulation. It's like you're enticing them in, and then you're pulling them out and saying, that's not the right way. All right. Yeah, maybe they say, you're a 9. Hey, I like that. And I'm not saying for you to rate your relationships. What I'm saying is to make your relationship sustainable. The only way you can make relationships sustainable are when you make these little breakthroughs in those relationships. And they're not going to come all the time. And they won't come every day. There's just no way. Just because you have so many different relationships. But for them to be sustainable, you should have you need to create some breakthroughs. So look at your relationships and see what you're saying, sustainable relationships. See where you could create just a little breakthrough. That little breakthrough will magnify to create that intrinsic relationship between your mood and subconscious, the sensations you're feeling, the fulfillment, the satisfaction, the joy, all of those endorphins, everything. And it will have the same or similar effect on the other person. And when you have that kind of synergy, taking a relationship forward, whatever work you're doing, that's just the vehicle. It's not the task, that's of the greatest value. It's what are the outcomes from doing that task or that goal, and how is it affecting you and this other person? And when that is like this, you experience those kind of breakthroughs. And so your mood and subconscious is very important. And so to recap, one of the ways is just to have some rest and not schedule too much during the day. Work on high value, clear goals, not on goals that either you've already done or you're just looking at it the same way. And maybe it is you're continuing to go forward with it and you know what to do. However, you need to amp up your fun and enjoyment factor. Not only in that you know what to do, but now that you know it, you need to like say, oh, wow, here's the fun and enjoyment from that. And here's where I can take that. And really what you're doing is you're putting a different lens on it. Because yes, after you do 10 of those or 13 of those, the process, you created it, you've outlined it, you've done the framework, you'll get to your end goal and then evaluate. However, are you having fun and enjoyment before, during, and after, daily, in anything you do? That's when experiencing innovation and entrepreneurial leadership will really produce the endorphins and the effects that you're really envisioning and imagining when you first started. And that's why people want to continue that way. And they go and get into another arena or another market or another segment or apply whatever they're doing in a different way because they enjoy, have fun with that sustainable relationship with innovation and entrepreneurial leadership. So what are you doing to make your innovation and entrepreneurial leadership more fun and enjoyable for you and the people that it affects or it involves? I hope you have a meaningful trigger for this evening. I know I do. This is a downtime day. In fact, today the only thing that I worked on are these videos, which obviously I've worked on for years. I don't just do this unscripted from my head without having done the work over the years so that I am able to do this. So if something here resonates with you, you can contact me at 864-569-2315 or Raj at rajgavrila.com. I hope you have a great evening.